All right. Hey, Marco, how's it going? No idea if you can hear me. Someone dressed up nice to be sharpening. You know what I mean? There you go. I'm very friendly. What's up, Robert? It's a different view, so you guys can actually see that the belt is spinning. Oh. This is a hard one. There we go. That took a while. That one took a while to form a burr on. Longer than the other one. It does say HRC. Hi. Hot. I wonder if it'll focus if I do this. Let's see. Will it autofocus? Eh. Whatever. There you go. HRC 58 plus or minus 2. Out of all the knives, this one took the longest to form a burr on. Woo! Got one. Oh, I'm like, what's up, Pocket Theory? Clear this vert with 2K. I don't know, man. I ain't saying anything, you know. I'll slice my own way through. Woo! Ooh, that's spicy. Ooh, that is nasty. Oh, how's it going, Subs? Good to see you. Ooh. Bigger one. This is a little bit harder and heat treat. Looking a little modifying that there. We'll do maybe a little bit of both fatigue. I'm not muscle both fatigue. There we go. Okay, now the plastic thing. It's definitely a harder one. There we go. That did it. That got a beautiful burr all the way across. Whew, nasty. Nasty. Get that guy set up over there. I'll have to use that later on some scissors. Right now, I'm just gonna swap out the belt. Music in my head. I wish I had music playing. Oh, life needs a soundtrack. This didn't start. There we go. There's the bird. Yeah. And I don't necessarily have to feel it every time. If I can see it, it'd be very, very easy to see. Very obvious to me. I don't know if it's kind of rolling. Essentially, from my point of view, from here, well, there you go. That bright white line on the edge of the blade there, and then how it disappears. That bright white line is the bird. That crazy white line right there that you see, that's the burr. So if I flip it over, you don't you don't get that. Like that's all light reflecting off at angles. But now check this out. From this side, you get that line across the entire edge. And it looks gnarly and raggedy. Like see all the different ridges. That's the burr. And so as I go back and forth, I see that form. And it literally just lights right up as I go across. It's just like lighting up. What's up, Kathleen? So as you can see on this side, there's no burr. So as I go across, this would just turn bright white as I'm going. Just as you see right here, it's bright white. So yeah, that's good lighting makes a big difference because you can actually see the burr. I don't have to sit here and go all the way up the edge and be like, hmm. I'll even show you. See, the burr stops right there. And I'll continue on. And as I continue, it just follows along where I go. So see, I can then see when the burr goes all the way to the end. I mean, it is that obvious. Like it's so nice. What's up, Mike Knives? Like good lighting. I mean, I'm so happy that you can see the burr. And so that way by the end, I can show you how I've done burr removal, burr, different stages of deburring, burr fatigue. Right now I'm just forming a nice burr still. I mean, there's still a little bit it's like sharpening and honing sometimes right now. The next belt will be pretty much entirely the beginning of honing the edge. This right here is the finishing touches on that edge. So glad the camera picks up that lighting so well of that burr forming. It's up, Adventure Man. That was so cool. Like, oh my God. See, burr formed over there. And look at this side, the burr has disappeared. As you can tell, I'm extremely excited to be able to show this to you finally. Oh, it's been one of the most difficult things to capture on the recording. You can even see flex, like tiny little flecks of material and I mean the uneven bits. And because it's always copper, I need to fix them. So it's so cool. I ran this thing on 4. That thing would be burning, I think, by now. Now that this has a burr form, like I said, I'm not really creating an edge. The belt before this helped actually reprofile and create the 20-degree convex edge that I wanted, and now this belt is slightly, I would say, wouldn't really say forming or creating that edge, but it's doing the finishing touches on creating that edge, and then we'll be entirely in honing and deburring. So once you get that first bit formed, it goes along pretty easily. But getting the very first round of burrs formed on the previous belt for this knife was difficult. But now it's going along just fine. That's a lot easier. And the steel's not heating up so much because I don't have to spend so much time. Mm, nasty. Absolutely nasty. Now we're going up to the couple thousand grit belt. Next will be 12,000 grit. I think this is 3,000. I think this is 3,000 grit. We'll go a little bit slower. We'll run it on 3 now most of the time because we're not trying to form. We're not trying to remove really any material. We're just trying to get rid of that burr and do a little bit of, I mean, initial polishing, get everything lined up in the cutting pattern in the same lineup, and then we'll finish it with the 12,000 and the half micron, which is 50,000. And that's where the shiny edges come from. Mhm. I'll do progressively, I'll do progressively lighter Good enough. So none of these were able to shave hair before. Ooh, this one's already shaving. Woo! And we still have some deburring and honing to do, but that one can already shave. That's nasty. That is nasty. Goodness gracious. It got me. It shaved me good. Woo! Jesus, crazy fast. Oh, there's a little. You can see it. The blade is slightly, the tip is slightly missed or bent, but it's sticking out this way. Mm, let me see that earlier. Mm. It's no longer sharp. Anyway, you know, I haven't touched on anything. There you go. There we go. Smooth. There we go. All right. All right. Little tip repair there. Why not? What's up, MSK? How's it going? How's it going? Make cutlery great again. I got a brand. That's what I heard. Ha, I can see it. Here's the press. And the burr again. Go all the way to the back. Good deal. Woo! Ow! Oh, hot. Woo! Woo! Tiny. Tiny edges. What's up, Patriot? Prospecting. Good to see you here. I mean, what's prospecting? Jewels, gems, shiny, precious metals, rare metals, base metals. Price of gold took a tiny little dip there, but it always recovers. It's always going to go back up. Ooh. I gotta go find some knife sharpening for this Sunday's Goodwill sharpening. If anyone has any knives they would like to send me to be sharpened for a Goodwill sharpening on Sunday, any knives you find for donation. I mean, in the sense of like the Goodwill and found these knives and we're sharpen them and bring them back. So, well, I mean, they're always sharpened. I mean, always sharpened, but I mean, they're not spreading. You know, I mean, I found this is a really, really wicked stuff. Wicked. Mike's Knives, Marco on 3 from 100 doing that giveaway this weekend. Check for winners. Nice. Congrats on that one. Kathleen, how much have I spent on new belts? Well, I mean, so far, this is the most damage that's come across the belt after about 200. I'm over 200 knives at this point. Um, on these belts. Uh, I actually just placed an order for new belts. Getting some. These are standard belts. There's they're a little thinner and more flexible. Good for those convex grinds. So what, this was like 22, 27 tax and everything for the standard set of belts, and then a stiff set, which would be slightly different grits, but stiffer backing. Really good for flat grinds, really good for modifications and reprofiling, good for, just some heavy work. Um, those have been more expensive. Those come in 35. So I guess total in belts. The two sets of belts for this guy. Well, the one set that comes with it, one extra. The one set that comes with this, one extra. And then the stiff set so far is what, 35, 25, so what, 85, 85, 90-ish so far. I mean, I haven't used, I obviously I have to clean these belts. Actually, I should have done that before I started this. Um, I'll do that next time. But I still have plenty of time to use these belts. I just got replacement belts for the sake of, like I showed you, the damage in this belt. So I don't want to be without it. That's all. So I guess for a complete set of pretty much everything, you can go anywhere from $22 all the way up to $100, and you'll be set for belts. It's just however many grid progressions you want, what you could do. But the grid progressions you see me using are part of the 25, $26 set. So how's it going, Growl? Good to see you here. Yeah, everyone go ahead and check out Mike's Knives. He's got a giveaway coming up. He's right at the cusp of getting 100. Please check out Mike's Knives. His link is in the chat. Please, link please. Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out, bro. I really am. Um, like I said, we're 200 belts in, or 200 belts, 200 knives in. I haven't cleaned these one bit. Like I haven't taken a knife, a belt eraser or anything to these belts at all, and they're still performing absolutely fantastic. So that's currently what I'm working on right now. I'm keeping track of what I'm sharpening, how much I'm sharpening, and I want to get an idea. That way, long term, I can then plan out gear costs and stuff. So far, at least 200 knives with zero cleaning and no issues. I think the damage on that previous knife was because in one of the knives I recently did, actually in that pull through sharpener short, that's when it happened. Um, there was like a pretty gnarly groove like this, and the knife turned out perfect. However, we lost. We got bit in the end. Yeah, just a little bite. All good. The belt still works. I would just rather have a proper belt so there's no uneven grinding. Yeah. And it's that evil sharpener short I put up. That knife is, oh my gosh. I don't know what kind of poultry sharpener they were using, but it absolutely obliterated that knife. There's nothing smooth about the edge. It was like, oh gosh, I don't know what it was. My guess is it was like a poultry sharpener that was not a roller. So it was like a static abrasive medium would be my guess. Um, yeah, I mean, this thing started out bright, just white, and now it's not. However, it still performs just fine. In fact, the belt that needed a little breaking in was this one because this was 120 grit. This one actually needed some breaking in because it was quite aggressive. And then after, I don't know, two or three knives, it started performing a lot more consistently. And yeah, it was good. It's done a good job. And to be fair, the work I used with this belt, the work I put this belt through, I should have been using the stiff belts. To be completely fair, this belt has chewed away at a machete, at numerous knives and things. And for this to be the only damage to happen to it when it was doing work that a stiff belt should have been doing, props to this. It's only good data in my book. It means that I can push it beyond its expected use and it will outperform. I mean, geez, can't complain. Zero complaints. I think I'll memorialize this belt as in like the MVP belt of the year, and then just immediately replace it with the new one that's arriving. Just be like, you did so much above and beyond. Early retirement. All right, so this is a 12,000 grit stropping honing belt. We're gonna drop it down to two because ultimately we're just trying to remove that burr. That's it. I do sharpen lawnmower blades, and in fact, yep, I do. I just sharpened several of them. When was it? Was that Sunday? Oh. I sharpened two lawnmower blades. Yep, and I've got mine as well that I can sharpen. I'm saving it. It's here on the side in case I don't find anything to sharpen on Sunday. I will sharpen this one and the one on the lawnmower as well. I'll just sharpen them both. Why not? So in this situation, I can't. I guess what I'm saying, what I don't want to see is I don't want to see the burr forming. I'm not trying to form a burr. I'm honestly just trying to make that line disappear, which, as you can tell, it's pretty much disappeared. So that means that, yeah, we've done our job in fatiguing the burr, making it weak and stressed. And now we're going through and we'll final deburring, polishing. Ooh, getting that polish and that beautiful mirror finish. No burr. Uh, very lightly, very lightly. And that's that. And the last thing would be to let's drop this bad boy. Stitch. 50,000. Without destroying the side of my strop with this part. And woo! Yep, there's that section gone. And that section gone. Goodness gracious. Yeah, yeah. All right. It works. It can cut hair, it can cut chicken or vegetable, cucumber, whatever. Goodness, that is gnarly sharp. Mhm. I just looked at that chat. I mean, Ral, you'll see that my arm is kind of here, here. Stay away from here. This was a mistake. I did this area earlier once, and my watch band was rubbing up against it. That was annoying me. But anywhere over here, that's empty now. That's empty now. There. There was one, and then I've got some on this arm, that I've grown back in. So plenty of arm there to use. Also, the back of your neck, real easy to feel it catch there. That's if you want to do like the hair popping or those are some crazy edges. If you're not, if your edge is so sharp and you can't tell, just, you know, there's some places. I only have one customer who, I have one customer who's dropped off some ridiculous pocket knives. One of them was that curved one. The only person who, the moment I hand him the knives back, the first thing he does is he takes them and he takes them right to his arm and just shaves off the patch with every single knife I give him. I gave him three or four the first time, dropped him off, and I gave him back 2 hours later. Before he even paid me, he just took them, gave a bunch of chunks off his arm, and he was like, "Cool, here you go." And he, gave me like $10 extra or something. I was like, I'm looking at my arm like, I already did that, but yeah, I get it. I would do the same thing. I tell everyone that's out their knives when I return them. I tell everyone, please test them. Tell me, like, like just don't, please. If any issues, let me know. Take care of them right away. And for about the next week, after I sharpen the knives, if people hit me up and say there's a spot, which no one has yet, I will totally take care of it without costing cards or anything. I I do pick up some drop offs in the neighborhood, do things like that. People could literally just text me and say, "Hey, I got these knives sharpened. I'll come by, pick up the whole knife block, and drop them off a couple hours later, ready to go." That's it. There you go. No more burr, no more reflection. There we go. Nice, nice. That's what we do. We just fatigue the burr, fatigue it over time, make it disappear. There we go. I don't want to see it popping up anymore. There we go. We got it good. There we go. We got it good. Oh yeah. Oh, don't you know? It's some of my friends would say. Oh, what's nice is as you're sharpening, I can see the reflection of the belt in the edge. As I put it, I can see the movement and I can see it. Oh my gosh, it's just so funny. Like it's a satisfactory feeling to see at this angle when I get close and remove the burr, I can actually see the reflection of this moving. And it's a testament or just kind of, validation that I guess I'm doing something right. It's funny. That was There we go. Yep, now I see it. One more burr. Burr's gone. Gosh, that's another one. He does. He didn't the last knife I did for him, I showed him my army shave. He was somebody and he was like, cool. He didn't even shave his arm. He went on a week vacation, dropped it off, and goes, here we go. Came back and I don't know. You're gonna go on vacation, drop off your knives, and I'll sharpen them. Give me extra time to work on them. You will not be disappointed when you return. Here we go. Thank you everyone for stopping by. It's nice to have items to sharpen. This is a serrated knife. Easiest way to tell if this thing is needs sharpening. There you go. I can get it on the camera. See how there's little glints every once in a while, like here, here, here. Three little glints, couple down the way. Those are essentially flat points on the serrations. That's where light is reflecting as it's shining down. You can do the same thing with a flashlight. You can take a flashlight and shine down a blade like this. Shine down blade. And if you don't have overhead lighting, and you'll see wherever it's reflecting back at you. It's a good way. I've thought about going out. Right now I'm just doing stuff locally in the neighborhood, but growl, that is something I've considered. Is reaching out to a couple of local restaurants and just mentioning like, hey, I can stop by. I've got a portable power pack, I've got a way I can set up just out there in the car. And just bring knives out and I can sharpen them. There you go. There you go. Now you can see there's the dull spots that are showing up, the shiny spots. You take care of those. We'll have to get into that. There's something individuals have mentioned. So serrated knives, This one, oftentimes, there's a flat side, and then there's one with the edge, you could say. Um, all we're really doing is honing the tips back to that way, back to where they belong. The serrated knife really much isn't too, see how many dots there are. Still right there, so. Yeah, there's fewer throughout here now. So I'm still down here. Still can work on these just a tiny bit right there. There we go. Spots are gone. And that's pretty much that's pretty much sharpening a serrated knife right there. I mean, whew, those bite. Oh my goodness, those bite. This one's the same way. Like as I push this way, I can pretty much feel all these little burrs. Like look at that. Oh, how like see, it's just ching ching ching, shiny, 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 shiny. I was actually gripping the belt a little bit there. And as I'm doing this, I can actually see through into this light area here. And the light, because the way I have it set up, as I'm sharpening, I'm actually looking between the belt and the blade at like this extreme angle right in there. And I can actually see the light reflecting off the burrs. I know this sounds absolutely ridiculous and crazy, but I'm actually watching these tiny little reflections that are on the burr. The same way we were looking at the burr on the larger knives from this angle, I'm actually watching. It's like, see that? Those little tiny reflections there? I'm actually seeing those reflections as I do this. And so as I go through, I can actually make sure I get them. Because now these are smooth, but now where I haven't finished yet, there's still a burr there. No longer are there burrs here. So just to let you know what I'm doing, what I'm seeing, why I'm doing certain things I do, why I'm holding it the way I am, and in reality, why I'm looking at it from this point of view rather than up top is because I can see that light and see the physical burr, which I've shown you. So, um, please, now that I can physically show a burr, I don't have to sound like a crazy person. So I'm like, yeah, just look at it right there. Look at the burr. One last file. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. There's still some right up top there. Still something right up there I gotta work on. Ah, never mind. Just the tip. There's a tiny little burr left on there, like little flakes. There are little flakes left on there. Ooh, those are bitey. Yeah, they're tiny right in the center of those teeth, in between the teeth. They were tiny little flakes. It's hard to show. Well, that was nice. Let's do next. Do, 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 do. All right, so for that one, it's a completely different. It's the other attachment. For the scissors and shears, you just hone to 65 degrees. Boop, boop. And then this goes right there. Boop. That's literally where that goes. So hold on to it. Because for this one, this is narrow enough, these O-rings here, and this is narrow enough to deal with the smaller belts. Whereas on this guy, you put this in to make sure the wider belts don't, fly off. So, and keep them in place. And now let's add this. Attach that. Engage. There you go. Dude, 1 pixel will make a difference. Um, a burr and a roll. So burr is essentially that the tiny little as you form your apex, you're obviously removing material. So the burr is going to be that fringe material right on the top that sits on top of your apex. Sometimes it's connected. It's almost like the threads that get left on your shirt. Are they a big deal? Are they gonna compromise the whole thing? It, a thread on your shirt can make I mean, that's kind of a bad example because you're not really like putting the thread, unless the thread's in a weird spot where it's like, hey, this thread risks being pulled and then completely removing the inseam. And once it does that, you got to fix it. That's kind of the same thing with a burr. You leave it there, it has the potential to, because it's technically a weak point because it's a slight extension of the apex of that material coming off. It would allow it to roll over, the tip roll over easily, and then you'd have to essentially, the burr would just be an extension of that rollover, so it would just make it more extreme. But burrs increase the chance of your apex rolling over. Once you remove your burr, you have your apex, and this is now, there's nothing here. So your weakest point is, goodness, it doesn't extend past your tip. It's right there at the end of your apex because the stability then comes from the shape and then whatnot. So, but yeah, it's kind of that 1 pixel thing. The burr is that 1 pixel beyond, and it can mess things up. It can. Can it still work at times? Sure. However, it can mess things up majorly. Oh man, there's so much material. Like even here, you'll see it's like stuck on there, magnetically attached in that really cool pattern. I mean, this material gets everywhere, and that's all from stuff from this session. This is all metal shavings from this session. All like It all builds up. So I gotta wear breathing protection. So anyway, here, right here, the 65-degree fixed angle at right there. And so essentially this will go in here, rest on there, boom. As long as it's flat and flush, it's at 65. And then I will run it through the tool sharpener, brrrr, like that. And this is a 6,000 grit belt. It's a honing belt. Once again, we're just honing. This feels like nothing. Feel, oh, well. Yeah, it'll be night and day. Whew, that's in there. Oh, there we go. Now we get a little catchy edge. I can see a tiny little. There we go. Oh, oh yeah. Oh yeah. I can like feel it almost shaving the layer of oil. Now my palm feels clean. I feel like I just removed one pixel of my palm. One. What are you doing now? Dude, I'm an IT person myself. Yeah, yeah. I'm a nerd geek, man. I've been building my own computer since the 90s. It's one of those people. I don't even know what one of those people are. I'm not one of those people. Not your stereotypical. Not at all. Yes, this one is not doing so well at all. I didn't like that, man. It doesn't feel clean. Oh, I love it because you can see. Let's see if I can get it there. It's gonna be hard to. There's ever so slight, brand new reflective surface at the very, very, very edge. I can see it. And it's the slightest bit where you see where the belt touch, and it's like unbelievable how it does these micro. How this work is possible. I mean, oh my God, that feels really cool. If I can put these things back together properly, that would help. Oh, oh, you know that. Oh yes, it's like that feeling when what are those plates used for measuring distances between things? Point is when you take two perfectly smooth pieces of metal and squeeze them together and then rotate them, and it's like they're perfectly stuck to each other via friction or something. That's that is what that is what a beautiful pair of scissors and honed edges feels like right here, because that edge is so close together. It's just like, oh my goodness. Ah, have something I can cut. Paper towel there. Cut this paper towel and get these returned to their Oh, I'm terrible at putting signals together. At least this pair. This pair's confusing me. Oh, oh yes, yes. We're like, you know what? Look at this, all this basil, basil leaves rolled up, and I'm like, let's put some basil leaves on that pasta for you. Basil, basil. We'll do it. Let's get quick. Damn, damn. Making some clean cuts of a whole bunch of layers of paper towel. Woo! Obviously, that would be like a way more strength required to cut this than basil. The point is, you can make a paper towel snowflake if you want. Well, that's that. Ow. All right, the mask is off. Knives are done. One final cleaning. Pretty much brow. A distance gauge, yeah, and that is flush as fuck. That's exactly what that is. Unbelievable. Yes. Customer doesn't want. Customer states they do not want fingerprints returned. But not. That's a neat thing. I don't know if they wash them when I return them. I advise that they do. I tell them they should because, but then again, I don't. I get them and they're not washed all the time. To be honest, I've received them. There's food on them still. Actually, I sharpened one at a food stand before. Like I actually was. I took the knife they were currently. I brought them the knife I sharpened for them, and I took the knife they were just using to cut their barbecue and tacos and all kinds of stuff. And like, here, take your sharper knife back. Give me the dull one. I'll work on it over here. I've noticed as a knife sharpener, it's really good to find business around the food stands. And, 'cause people go to the food. I mean, my knife sharpening doesn't smell good. I can't attract people with delicious smelling knife sharpening. Definitely don't want to attract them with caution, contains mineral spirits. Contact with eyes or skin may irritate because it uses adequate ventilation. Yeah, I mean, like that kind of that's not going to attract anyone. But you hang out by the barbacoa stand, and you're like, hey, yeah, that's how you get foot traffic. Oh shit, that's a brilliant idea. That's a holy shit, that's a brilliant idea. Babe, if you're watching, start shopping for popcorn makers, popcorn machines. Little carnival one. That's at the last market I was at, I was in between homemade seasonings and right next to a cannoli stand. So it was like cannoli, meat, and seasoning. And it was good. It was very good. It worked out. A lot of foot traffic. However, yeah, popcorn. That's genius. Okay. Then I just have to resist eating it. Otherwise, all the stuff returned. I'm gonna be returning knives that smell like butter. I have a ton of popcorn kernels and stuff. Oh my gosh, yeah. Genius. Popcorn. All right, well, you heard it here first. I'm gonna have to go make some popcorn next time I advertise my business at market. Yep. Well, we got some really enjoyable knives in here. Uh, Gangsta Sean. I mean, nope, that's definitely not Gangsta Sean. Kang Sean. HRC 58 plus or minus 2. X50 CR 15 German steel. And that seems to be across the board on all. Yep. Gangster Sean knives. Oh, goodness. Drop off your greasy knife. Has nothing to do with my popcorn. The moment I give it back to them, it's going to be immaculate. And then the moment they touch it, they're going to get popcorn. I'll be like, oh man, it looked nicer when I got it from. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Can work with that. Well, I think that's it. I'm going to now message this individual, be like, your knives are done, along with your super awesome scissors. And they didn't think they'd be cooking dinner today because they didn't think they'd get their knives back today. It does say same day service on my ad, so you're getting your knives back. Thank you, everyone. Stop by. Thank you so much for the idea of the popcorn pocket theory. I might call it popcorn theory from now on. And yeah, I appreciate everyone stopping by. Used the Work Sharp. I keep messing up the names. I think this is the blade and tool sharpener, blade and tool grinder, a sharpener. This is called a grinder, something like that. By the way, honing, that's what I used for honing. Just the scissors, everything else was done on this guy. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. And honestly, these will be happening pretty much if I have knives to sharpen. Why not? So I appreciate you stopping by, getting a little insight into my shop. Thank you for being the test subjects for this fantastic camera angle. Um, yes, if you want to see more sharpening, head over to the Night's Edge live. Thank you, Marco, for posting that. Um, Hopefully this camera angle was good for everyone. I mean, if you appreciated it, awesome. If you didn't like it, let me know. Please leave any comments, feedback, all that stuff in the chat, in the comment section, anywhere. But I appreciate it. I was really happy to be able to show the burr. And yeah, thanks everyone. Don't forget to carry your personality. See you later. If I can find the stop. Goodness.